In this video, we're going to learn exactly how to design this 3D printable magnetic fidgets from start to finish inside Fusion 360. To create this design, you will need to purchase some additional resources in order to create this project. The first thing you will need is a set of neodymium magnets. You can purchase these on Amazon. These are fairly inexpensive, but you will need this in order to get that fidget effect that we're going to be using for our design. The next thing you will need is a set of calipers, as we'll be measuring and making sure we have the exact dimensions for our magnets, and then creating the design within Fusion so that way there's enough space to fit the magnets inside. Once we have all of these resources in hand, we can go ahead and get started with our design. Okay, so to get started with this design, the first thing we need to do here is take the dimensions for these magnets. So here is the magnets in its entirety, but we're going to separate each one. And we need a total of 4 to 6 magnets for this design. If you want to use more, then feel free to go ahead. It depends on how big the design is. But if you want to follow along this tutorial from start to finish, then we're going to be using around 4 to 6. So for this design here, we need to go ahead and get the dimensions for this. Now you can find it in the product listing, but just for practice, especially when it comes to making our own designs, we want to get into the habit of just making sure and triple checking our dimensions for our products here, since we'll be importing this into Fusion and getting a much more accurate result for our design. So the first thing we need to do here is check the dimensions for the thickness of this thing. To do that, we'll open up the largest jaws on our calipers, then insert it into the largest jaw, and then close it up. And the good thing about this magnet is that it's easy to test and to get the dimensions, mainly because it's magnetic, and it's also a simple design to test for. So you can see our dimensions here are 1.65, and then the diameter for this, laying it flat like a pancake, is around 7.98, so around 8 millimeters. So what we want to do is just jot down these dimensions on our notebook down below. So here within our notebook, I wrote down the dimensions for the magnet. This is going to be crucial, especially once we start designing our model and making sure we have enough of a clearance for our 3D print or our magnet to fit into our 3D print. So now with these dimensions in hand, let's go ahead and jump right into Fusion and get started. Okay, so to get started with this design, the first thing we need to do here is create a new canvas within Fusion 360. From here, let's hover over to Create, New Component, and let's go ahead and name this to Fidget Slider and press OK. From here, let's go ahead and create our bodies for this design by clicking on New Sketch, selecting the bottom plane, and then let's select the center rectangle within Fusion 360. Now, from the origin, let's go ahead and set up our rectangle, setting the length of this to 40 millimeters, pressing Tab on your keyboard and setting this to 25. Once you're happy, press OK. Next, let's go ahead and fillet this in by pressing S on our keyboard, which brings up the sketch shortcuts, and typing in fillet. Select the first one, which is the sketch icon here, then selecting each edge here, and just going around the entirety of this design, so that way we can fillet each corner. And then using the arrow icon, let's go ahead and set the distance here to around 9 millimeters and press enter. From here, selecting this newly created profile, pressing E on your keyboard, let's go ahead and drag this up to around 5 millimeters. Now what we can do is we can turn off the sketch that we just created since we'll no longer need it, then pressing O on our keyboard, selecting this top face here, and then dragging this edge inward to around -3 millimeters and press enter. From here, selecting this top face we just made, or this newly created profile, let's press E on our keyboard, and let's drag this into around -3.25 and press OK. From here, we can go ahead and turn off Sketch 2 as we'll no longer need it once again. Then selecting this interface, pressing O on our keyboard, selecting this edge and dragging this in. And what we want to do now is to create a little bit of clearance for our textured piece that's going to sit flush at the very center of this design. So currently we have the fidget itself, which is going to house the magnets, but the piece that's going to sit in the middle is the textured piece that we're going to create for our design. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set the distance here to -0.112 millimeters. Now this gives us enough clearance for our textured piece to fit right in the middle, but also being just snug enough for it to fit in and also not fall out. Additionally, if you're not so confident in your printer being able to handle with such tight clearances, you can also increase this to -0.2, which gives it a much looser feel, but you'll very likely need to add glue to this in order to make this work. For now, I'm going to stick to -0.12, and then selecting this newly created profile, pressing E on our keyboard, and just drag this up so it can match the very top of our design. From here, set the operation to new body and press OK. From here, let's go ahead and add a fillet for these curves or this edge here. Pressing S, type in fillet, then selecting this edge and dragging this in to around 3 millimeters. Press OK. Let's go ahead and turn off sketch 3, turn on bodies. So let's go ahead and set the body 1 to Fidget. Let's go ahead and select body 2 and set this to textured. Then from here, now we have our design. So the way this design is going to work is that once we have our fully 3D printed Fidget here printed on our printer, the magnets are actually going to embed inside this frame in the middle. And the textured piece is actually what's going to sit on top, allowing the magnets not to fall out. Now, the key thing with this design is that you don't have to stop the printer in order to embed the magnets and then resume printing for it to complete. What we're actually going to use is this textured piece to actually keep it snug and actually keep the magnets inside, so you don't have to stop your printer, allowing you for much more efficiency, allowing you to embed the magnets in post-production, and as well as making it easier, especially when it comes to assembling the products together. So for now, let's go ahead and turn off our textured piece here, create a sketch, select this top face, and what we want to do is to create the center diameter circle on top of this face here. Now, we know our design is 7.98 millimeters, and whatever magnet you're using, it's totally up to you. I'm using the one that I provided within the Amazon link. This is the one I'm going to be using, as this is a fairly small one, but will work with this design. Keep in mind, if your design is much bigger or your magnet is much bigger, you will need to resize this, but the majority or the theme of this is pretty much the same. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set the distance, the diameter, to 7.98. And I'm going to add a clearance by pressing plus on my keyboard. And I'm going to add a clearance of around 0.2 millimeters. What I'm essentially doing is making it the size of the magnet, but giving it enough room so that way it can fit snug inside this opening. Once I press enter on my keyboard, you can see we have this newly created value, which is 8.18. And from here, we can go ahead and set up some dimensions. Pressing D on our keyboard, selecting this dot and this dot, I'm going to set this to around 10 millimeters, and repeating the exact same thing from left to right, I'm going to set this to 4.9. Then pressing E on our keyboard, selecting this profile, and since we know the thickness of our magnet is negative 1.65, that's going to cut into our design, making sure the operation is set to cut, and press OK. Now, if I were to use the section analysis tool, pressing S, type in section analysis, then selecting this profile here, and we're to drag this in, you can see that our design here, if we turn off the sketch, has the place for the magnet to sit in, but having this lower wall just thin enough for it to have that strong magnetic effect when it connects to the other side. So just to really quickly show you what this looks like, I'm going to go ahead and export this into my slicer. And from here I am within my slicer. If I were to slice this, you can see there's currently a cutout or an opening here. Now, although this wall is thin enough for it to work, what we want to do is make sure that our slicer is able to catch a thin layer line for our design here. Now, with a 0.2 layer height, it might not catch it, but if I change this to a 0.112, it very likely will catch it. And if not, that's totally okay. We can go back in time and fix that. So what I need to do is either make this a little bit thicker, or we can also go back to extrude 2 and change this to, let's just say, 3.15. Then re-exporting this into our slicer. And as you can see, with a fully sliced model, you can see with the 3.15, it provides us with the layer line for the bottom of our design. This is crucial because if you want that magnetic feel or touch, more specifically the fidgeting piece to the magnets shifting around, you want a very thin layer line here. Now you can make this thicker if you want to, but if you make it thicker, it may not be as strong and the magnetic fidgety feel won't feel the same compared to a very thin layer line. So with that said, now that we have our layer line shown within Fusion 360 and as well as within our slicer, you can either make this thicker or thinner, however you like. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and stick with this as this works best for me. Now I'm gonna turn off my analysis, then press S, type in pattern on path, or more specifically rectangular pattern, selecting the last feature in my timeline, then selecting the axis. The axis here is going to be the Y axis, then dragging this out to the left, then to the right. Then I'm going to set the quantity here to 2 since we only need 2 here, and making sure this fits into our design. So I would say 2 and the distance here to 9.5 and press enter. From here, if you want to go ahead and rechange its position, you can just double click on the pattern on path or the rectangular pattern. I'm going to set this to around 14. That way it matches up with this edge here and this edge. And now we have our fully completed 3D printable fidget inside Fusion 360. And the way this works is that you're going to go ahead and embed those magnets into the slot here. Your textured piece is actually going to hide it inside. So all you need is maybe a little bit of glue. Your textured piece fits on here, giving it a nice feel to it without showcasing the magnets on the other side. And that's what you're looking for. And the best part is that you don't have to stop your printer in order for this to work. So the cool thing about Fusion 360 is that we don't have to redo this entire process. So let's right click on Fidget slider, click on copy, then toggling on our unsaved portion here. Let's right click on this, click paste new, and now press OK. Now, if you were to turn off Fidget slider 1 and toggle on the new one that we just created, which is the copy, now whatever features or designs or patterns we add to this, this will not affect the original one. This is crucial, especially if you want to create multiple patterns or designs, and or if you're a seller and you want to offer different features or functions to this design, you can absolutely do that without having to restart from the very beginning. So let's go ahead and add a simple design to this. So let's create sketch, select this top face. Then let's go ahead and create a 2-point rectangle. And let's just set up some dimensions here, pressing D, selecting this edge to this edge. This is going to be 1. From left to right, that's going to be 1. Then for the distance here, this is going to be 1.5. Then selecting this profile, pressing E on your keyboard, let's extrude this up by around 1 millimeter and press join. Let's go ahead and add a fillet to this, pressing F, selecting all of the edges around this design here, and fillet this into around, let's just say 1 millimeter. If that doesn't work, let's try 0.5. And now we have this fillet kind of cut out for our design here. Say 0.5, 0.75, and there you have it. Then using the pattern on path feature, we can select the last 2 features in our timeline, select the path, which I'm gonna select this edge here since it's just a straight line, and then just drag this out to the left-hand side, and then increasing the quantity to match whatever texture you want to accomplish with this design here. Press OK. Now with that done, we can go ahead and add some color to this by pressing A on our keyboard, which brings up the appearance tab. I'm gonna type in white, and then setting the top or the texture to a white matte. I'm gonna set the bottom to a red color, and then close it off. Keep in mind, whatever colors you do add within Fusion 360, it will not reflect into your slicer or with the preset colors. So this is just for show as of right now. Now, if you want to create another design, just go ahead and right click on the original one, click on copy, toggling on our main component or the top level component, right click again, paste new, and press OK. Then turning off all the other components except for the new one, now we have a new design ready to be created within Fusion. I'm gonna go ahead and quickly create my own, so feel free to create your own, as I'm gonna make this as simple as possible since we already know what to do from here on out. If you'd like to follow along, feel free to follow along, but I'm gonna make it as quick as possible just to keep this video from going too long. So to do this, I'm gonna just create 4 lines going up, making sure they're parallel to each other, and then dragging this out, and using a rectangular pattern feature, dragging it out, then down, press OK. Then selecting these faces here, these profiles, E, typing in 1, then mirroring these features to the other side, and there you go. So now you have your 3D printed fidget slider within Fusion 360. And the cool thing about this is now we have a couple of different patterns that we can use. And I'm gonna just show you exactly what this looks like. So if we were to move this one out and then move the original one, now we have 3 different designs within Fusion 360. And all you really need to do here is just export this to your slicer, and that way you can embed the magnets thereafter. So I'm gonna go ahead and print these out and show you exactly what they look like. So here we have the fully 3D printed fidget magnet from start to finish. We designed this within Fusion, 3D printed it, and embedded the magnets inside. This is a fun and simple project that nearly anyone can learn and make within less than an hour. And as long as you have the magnets in hand, then you can create as many as you like and print as many as you like. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to thumbs it up and subscribe down below. Additionally, if you also want to learn how to create your own designs for 3D printing, designs like these, get access to all my STL files, and as well as get community support whenever you get stuck or have questions, feel free to join the 14-day design challenge down below. But with that said, thank you so much for watching. Join the challenge down below, sign up for the group, and with that said, I look forward to seeing you inside the group. Take care.